I'm in Roseville, California, looking at a fixer that I know will sell fast, listed at $375,000. Let's take a look and see how much work this actually needs. We are back in the Sierra Gardens neighborhood, which is East Roseville in the 95661 zip code. And we're looking at a fixer today. This is a 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, just under 1,100 square feet. I'm gonna treat you guys as if you're my clients, showing some pitfalls this property may have, some of the positives, and just giving you some overall highlights. As always, for those who aren't super familiar with the area, I'm going to show you guys the main cross and through streets. So just right down Palm here, you're going to have your main through street, which is going to be Sunrise Avenue. And then just right over a couple houses over, you're going to have your main cross street, which is going to be Douglas Boulevard. One of the features that I like about this neighborhood, and I know because I'm able to get the benefit because I actually live here, is that Highway 80 is super close. So if you're looking to hop on the freeway, it's just a short drive away. From face value, there doesn't look to be anything too bad right now. Looking at the roof, it actually looks to be somewhat newer. Definitely has, just if I had to take a random shot at it, at least 5 to 10 years solid just from this facing side here. So that's one big expenditure that you don't have to worry about. But there's gonna be some things in this house that scare some people or some people view as an opportunity. One of those being this, I'll just point out to start out with. It looks to be that there's some damage to the stucco. You don't exactly know if that's foundational right away. Could be cosmetic, but something that may scare some people away. But in reality, it might not be that bad. Here you could see as well, there is a lot of deterioration in the paint. So hasn't been painted recently, and that's why it looks the way that it does. So if you don't paint your house, eventually it'll look like that. So that's why it's always important to paint your home at the recommended time according to whatever paint you use. And the friendly tip I like to use, the contractor recommended me this, if you press your thumb into the wood in any part, and there is an indication, an indentation rather, and in this case there isn't, that means it's wood damage and that there's soft deterioration due to moisture. In this case, that particular beam doesn't have it. So looking at your entryway here, you have your screen door set up. This is actually one of the nicer screen doors that I could see here. I like the design of it. And in Roseville, for all those who do know, it's always nice to have a screen door on a hot day like this to be able to let in the cool air at night. So as soon as you walk in, you're gonna have your entryway. You're greeted by your closet and your living room off to the right. So closet here, kind of small. You do have your doorbell. This is what the actual doorbell looks like. We can test out and see if it works. You guys hear that? It works. Cool. All right. So looking at the living room right away, you may notice that it is stained up. But I mean, in reality, a stained carpet is a relatively easy fix. Sure, can it be somewhat labor intensive? You take out the carpet, you rip it up, and you look at the bottom. If it's all hardwood floor that looks like that, that's a pretty quick and easy fix to it. If not, you roll out some nice LVP flooring and then you call it a day. Just the flooring alone and new paint, cleaning up the walls would give this home an entirely new look, which is a quick, easy fix. Here it's got the fireplace, but what looks to be with a gas insert setup. So not sure if this is in working order or not, but nice feature to be able to have. One thing that the current owners did, which you don't see, at least I haven't seen in this neighborhood, and that's they converted the garage into an additional bedroom. So here you have the laundry room and extra bedroom. And here you can see kind of where the base of where the garage used to be. So in this case here, there looks to be some staining on the ceiling. One thing to tell if this is an active stain or not is, as gross as it might sound, just put your finger near it. If it feels squishy, or you could push your finger through it, that's not a good sign. Here it doesn't feel too squishy, so it looks to be like an old stain. And with this being an older home, you're going to have these single pane windows. Single pane windows are less efficient than the new windows now because they're dual paned, and the dual pane allows for you to be able to retain the cooling and heat in the house. One kind of interesting feature that this has here is that it's kind of got like an extra storage area. So going through this door, you have some shelving here on the side. You got your water heater out here, and then some shelving. But then you could see the rafters inside of the garage where it used to be here. And slightly see where the outside's at. So kind of an interesting layout. Not what I was expecting when I first walked in. Could you redo it? Sure. Would it be worth it? I don't know. So here you have the formal dining area. One positive is I love the doors. What a great look. Beautiful looking outside, and it's got this interesting pattern onto it. Would we keep the pattern? I kind of like just the idea of it. It's kind of got this like gold speckle look to it, but I would definitely take this out here. Leading into the kitchen here, you actually have a somewhat updated kitchen. I'm not sure exactly how updated it is, but it is absolutely within the past several years. It's got an upgraded appliances. You have a gas stove, which is an absolute benefit, of course, for everyone who is into cooking, because you just can't replicate an electric stovetop with a gas stove. Matching oven, or rather microwave. And dishwasher. You do have this kind of empty space here. I was trying to figure out like what it was. Maybe a wine fridge cooler space with the outlet there, but I'm not too sure. I was kind of thinking at it. I was like, maybe you could use this as a desk, office space. Who knows? Comes to the actual cabinetry itself. It's got a fair amount of storage. They are not soft closing, but that is okay and works well. One of the things I like about this cabinet specifically is the roller. Just really, really good depth to it, but then also just a nice functional feature to have. All right, making our way through the rest of the house, we're gonna check out the bathroom now. This is the only bathroom here. But honestly, some of you guys might be surprised. It's actually in pretty good condition relative to some other portions of the house. I know sometimes people will be like, ooh, bathroom's gonna be sketch based off of what you also see in the house. But this bathroom's actually pretty clean. Nothing showing that there's any stains or any mold or anything that you really want to be concerned about. So that's a good positive sign. We're gonna make our way into the second bedroom here, and you can just kind of see the theme. The house is dirty. There's stained carpets, right? But things like that are easy fixes. Things you can't replace is the location, the foundation. Well, you can replace the foundation, but that's gonna be a very expensive fix, and we don't wanna do that. So you got a closet here. Let me know if you guys are a fan of this style of closet. I personally don't really know how I feel about it. I like that it saves you kind of some space. And you don't have to have one of the sliding doors that broke, just like in mine. But the kind of look to it, not a huge fan of. So let me know what you guys think of that. Making our way into the last bedroom. I'd say a little bit larger room to it. This one is by far the dirtiest room. I mean, you could just see the amount of old dust and spider webs on here. But that is where the money's made. There are people who are willing to put in the work and those who aren't. And the ones who are willing to put in the work, they're going to get sweat equity on this. In this neighborhood alone, within the past year, there have been 3 homes that have sold between $450,000 and $460,000 that are 3-bedroom, 1-bath. Now, granted, those were fixed up, but if you did the same, you could possibly have that. So leading out into the backyard, possibly one of the biggest highlights about the home is this beautiful pergola. It looks to be somewhat newer. It's got nice paint to it and just a really, really nice look to it. Your backyard is backed up to a church, and you have this really nice tough shed as well. One feature that the tough shed has itself is this cool latch. Instead of a handle, which I have at mine that seems to get stuck all the time, this latch just seems kind of efficient and nice. So really clean interior of the shed. Has no electrical, but you could easily outfit it with it. So it could possibly be a nice work shed. Taking us around the shed in the corner, you have the side of the house. And then I'll show you guys a little bit more closely to what this is backed up to. So you do have a fence that is gated here, but where it's backed up into the church is really the back lot. And I wouldn't expect any foot traffic. So even though it's behind a commercial building, not something you have to worry about. But speaking of something to worrying about, maybe hard to see, but the power lines are just really intertwined with these trees. So just something that insurance companies are just taking a look at just with everything is possibly the power lines. So as a new homeowner in this home, potentially, or a fixer or flipper, you'd want to maybe address this. Going on the rest of the house, you have the side access here. But overall, pretty solid backyard. Let's take a look and recap what we saw. So after taking a look at the entire house, I honestly feel like there's an opportunity here. The reason why is that there's nothing that stood out to me with this home that is going to be a major roadblock to helping fix it up. Now, could there be some uncovered mysteries that you have to deal with? Absolutely. But that's why it's important to do inspections before you actually close on the house and do it while you're in your investigation period, so you can avoid pitfalls like that. If you found this video helpful or like the home tour and would like a private tour, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.